Hi, welcome back. In this video, we'll look at the get and post for threads in this application. So if we go ahead and in threads here, create a new file called find threads.js and another called add threads.js. We can start with the find threads. And in here, we'll go ahead and const mongo client equals require mongo db dot mongo client. So, and here we'll go for exports. It's important that you write exports and not export because they're different things. And here we go exports.find threads is equal to request and response, and in here we go for mongo client.connect to process.env.db, and we'll use the new URL parser true, and we use unified topology true. And from this, we may get an error, hopefully not, but we'll look for that. And if we get the error, we handle the error by writing error while connecting to the database. And the error. So, and if we don't get that, then we can just go for const board is equal to client.db of was message board and dot collection boards. So, and then we just copy paste that, and we go for threads here instead. So threads, thread, and then we go for board.find one. Need to make sure that the board exists, and here we go board rect params dot board, and here we look for an error and outer result. So and if we get an error, we handle the error by writing error while finding board and error. So, and if outer result is less than 1, it doesn't exist, then we just do a rest.send sorry that board does not exist, and client to close. Else, if it does exist, then we go for a thread.find, and we look for the board with the name of rect.params.board, and this one we go for a to array on. If you use find instead of find one, you need to turn this to an array or handle it in some way. Turning it to an array is convenient, so we'll do that. And here we go for inner result, and if we get the error, we handle that first. So we will go for error, and there we just write it. Sorry that board does not exist. Wait, no. Problem. Error while finding thread. Obviously error. So otherwise we just do a rest send inner result. And why do we not look for the thread itself, if it exists or not? And it's because we don't really care. We are trying to find the thread here, and if that thread isn't there, then if we put it like this, the way find and toArray works together is different from in messages here when we find and we try to use find one with the object ID. It works in a different way, so that's why we handle it in a different way as well. So here we just do client.close simply, and with that we should be able to find the thread if we have one. We don't actually have one right now, so we will go ahead and copy paste this a bit so we can get that one. So actually we can get more, I think. We should be able to, no, let's do that. So, and here we won't have all that stuff, but we also need to do so and so. Down here we'll go for board.find1, and we'll find the board with the name rect.body.board. So, and then we may get an error and the result. And if we get the error, we console error that error by saying error while finding board. And the error. So, and otherwise we'll go for const current date. This is the same thing as we did with the messages, so it's gonna look familiar. To isostring and to substring 0 to 10, and const current time, it's gonna be new date dot to timestring dot substring 0 to 8 instead. And we'll also have a const current board where we say that type of board or type of rect body dot board, if that's not undefined, so if it exists, then we do rect.body.board and set that as current board. Otherwise we set the current board as rect.params.board. If result is less than 1, then we say that board dot insert one will be board is rect, right, that's where we do it. We do actually add the board here when we post a thread. That makes sense actually. So if we post a message, if you look at this one, if we post a message and the thread does not exist, or the board does not exist, then we don't do anything with that message. We don't actually create a thread for that message to exist on. But with this thread, if we try to post a thread to a board that doesn't exist, then we create that board. And then we can do a thread.insert one where we actually add the thread itself. Do board, its current board, and here you can see that we handle this if the result is less than 1, and the result is going to be less than 1 if the board doesn't actually exist, and that's why we insert a board with the same name as the rect.body.board, which is the new board that doesn't exist. And then we just add the thread. So thread is going to be rect.body.text, and we have a created on, which is going to be a temp string with current date, comma, current time, and we'll have a bumped on, same thing actually. So, and reported is false, so you can report a message, but you can also report a thread. And the same thing here, you can report, you can delete the thread as well. body.delete password. So, and this one is important too. So we'll have an empty array as well that's called replies, where we add messages to. And let's see. Right. That's there, and so, and then we go for an else. If the result is not less than 1, that means that the board actually exists. And if the board exists, then we can just copy paste this. And no, not instead. Actually, just copy paste it. That's it. We don't have to insert the board if it exists, because we just use the same one that already exists. What we need to do though is below this, we need to go for a type of direct.body.board is not equal to undefined question mark, so it's a ternary. Then we go for rest.redirect to /b/ rect.body.board and the slash. So, and otherwise, let's do this instead. So, otherwise, if it's not, if it is undefined, then we do rest.redirect to /b/ rec.params.board instead. So when we post a thread to the board, we actually want to go to the board to see where the thread is. So if the board does not exist, we need to handle that, and therefore we use params.board or body.board depending on the situation. And then we just do client.close. So this is for add threads, and this is for find threads. And we should actually be able to check if this works. So if we go for cannot find module add thread. Right. I wonder if I've done that. Oh, I have. Whoops. The dangers of copy pasting. Report message, add thread, find thread singular should be remove message. Add message. No, okay. Well, it's not too bad. Let's just see here. Remove, find. Yes. Right. Let's start threads again. No, I can find module add thread. Oh, because I named it wrong. Okay. So. No, okay. And cannot find. Oh, yeah. It won't let me start it. Let's just do this then. Import thread.js and remove thread.js. I wonder if I can do this in. No. All right. Let's save this for next video. It won't let me do this because I already said that. Actually, if I do this, it may actually work. Not there. So I've told it that this does exist, so it's not very happy with me for doing this. It's the same thing in here actually. So we can do that and we can do that. So no, right? Right. Okay. Oh, we had that in here as well. Friends, messages. Oh. Yeah. And typos everywhere. So I can do that. I just need to tell it that they don't exist yet, right? So if we refresh this, I can show user stories. And what we want to do here is just try that we can actually add threads. So we'll add a thread to video board. And the thread text is going to be, this thread will thread to create video board. So, and then we can also have delete message here, which is going to be like video board, maybe. Anyway, submit this. Oh. Huh. All right, I'll have to look into that. But we have a couple of widgets left, and obviously one of those is going to go through how to add this remove and report threads as well. So we have full CRUD, sort of CRUD functionality. We don't actually have CRUD functionality since we don't delete stuff properly, but we say we do. Anyway, see you in the next video. Bye!